Where are we?
Hey there, I'm Sarah and this is Marek. We've been saving up for years and 6 months ago we finally set off to fulfill our travel dreams. But there's a catch. We have a budget, so the better we budget, the longer we get to travel. We started our travels in England, then spent 3 months living in the snowy French Alps. After that, we headed to Poland where we tasted delicious Polish food, and now we are exploring the beautiful country of Georgia. We've only just scratched the surface with this country, but it has blown us away. Subscribe to follow our journey around the world.
Now that both us and the dog have got your attention, let's tell you a bit more about where we are. So we are staying in central Georgia, in a tiny village called Sveri at the Sveri Adventure Camp. Now, I arrived here a couple of days ago and there were already 8 staff members working, but that number is constantly changing. But either way, we are just so excited to get stuck in and start working with the team on the various activities that they're working on around the region. Now, as I've mentioned, this place is an adventure camp. So with that, they've got activities such as rock climbing, mountain biking, canyoning, caving, rafting, and the list goes on and on and on. Our hosts are super friendly and super relaxed, and the number one rule is that you must have fun with everything that you do. Now, we've entered into a basic Workaway agreement where we're working 5 hours a day for 5 days a week in exchange for both food and accommodation, which is just amazing. But let's take you for a bit of a tour around, and to do that, let's hand you over to our expert tour guide.
And now for the grand tour. So this place was literally just a plot of ground when the founders first came here, the founders who are our hosts, and they literally built this place from the ground up. They were telling us the other day that it literally cost them about $5,000 to make this whole cabin. So let's go take a look inside. Welcome! So this is the tool shed. This is our living space. We actually share this space with a couple of other people, but that's okay, it's not long term, and we actually chose the bunk bed. So I'm on the top bunk, Marek's on the bottom bunk, and it feels like my childhood all over again. And over here we have the kitchen. So this place is really rustic. We've got gas bottle stoves, so portable stoves. It looks like there's loads of fridges, but 2 of them actually don't work, so they're literally just used as shelf space. And then we've just got kitchen-y things all around. And over here we have the communal room. So everyone always congregates in this room, and the reason for that is because of this bad boy right here. So as we've mentioned, this cabin is really rustic. There are literally gaps between some of the wood and the windows, so the wind comes in constantly. Like we said, they were built it for a really cheap price, so it's not actually insulated, and when it gets cold, it really is cold. And so everyone wants to be right next to this fire.
The bathroom block. Nothing fancy, toilets in the front, shower at the back, but for this property it is kind of fancy, and we'll show you in a little while why. The next spot is one of our favorites. The garden area! So this place is obviously beautiful on a sunny day. You can't see it in its full glory because today is a little bit rainy and drizzly and misty. But if you look over here as well, we've got another cabin, and this cabin is used for guests. There's only 2 rooms in there, and that's also recently developed. So between this tree and this tree, there's generally a slack line up. It's been taken down because of the rain, but we are determined to try and walk across this thing unassisted before we leave this place. This is the bonfire area. Once again, not in its former glory because of the drizzly weather, but it's really relaxing to come out here and sit around this area. Usually usually we can see a beautiful view, obviously not today. And this is just a nice communal area where people also gather.
We heard a whisper that there's something quite interesting going on inside. Let's go have a look. Alright, good morning class. Thank you so much for joining us for this lecture on our latest Workaway position in Georgia. Now, Georgia is such an interesting and such an incredible country, and we can't wait for you to learn all about it. But we'll keep it nice and basic for this lecture, and let's just tell you about all the different jobs that we have to do during our time at this Workaway position. Now, let's start with a quick roll call. Okay, we have a Bumbi. Is there a Bumbi anywhere in the classroom?
Present.
Ah, perfect. We can begin. So this module has 7 main objectives. So starting with module objective number 1, cleaning. These are the areas that we're responsible for keeping clean.
The kitchen area. Keep these windows squeaky clean. The furniture and the floors, because nature, aka dirt, really likes to find its way in here. Bathrooms, because you need to keep those skid marks at bay.
Module objective number 2, fence.
So as you can see, there's fence here and then it goes off into barbed wire. And now sometimes those pesky cows with their cute little cowbells come walking into the garden and they don't want the cows in the garden. So we need to build up more fence to help keep them out.
Module objective number 3, cleaning the yard.
It rains a lot in this region, so the weeds grow like weeds and we just have to remove them.
Module objective number 4, web page development. Lucky for us, we've got a student here who's got a bit of knowledge in this field.
Hi, it's me.
Module objective number 5, destroying the old toilet.
The long drop. And I'll say that again, long drop. Boy oh boy, are we really glad that we did not have to use this thing during our time here. That is why we say the bathrooms are really glamorous. So unfortunately, I actually deleted the footage by mistake, but there was a long drop here, like a fully constructed construction, and we broke it down and filled the long drop, and that was one of the jobs we had to do during our stay here.
Module objective number 6, moving material from one place to another.
So as you can see, there are some building materials and scraps from building that are sort of scattered around the yard. So we just basically need to help clean that up.
Module objective number 7, and this is definitely the best one out of the lot. Bicycle fitting and riding.
Question. I have a question. Me? Question?
Yes, question.
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yes, that's exactly what that means. One of our jobs here is literally to take the bicycles out and just take them for a spin every few days. So when they were explaining this job to us, I nearly fainted. It is a dream. So these are the bicycles and there's 5 of them and they are basically brand new. There's less than 100 kilometers or 60 miles that's been ridden on them. And basically our job is to take them out every few days and ride them just to make sure that they don't stand for too long. But that's all the time we have for this lesson. Thank you so much for joining us for this first introductory lecture on our Georgian Workaway. We hope that you enjoy learning about Georgia and the culture here.
We are really excited to be here and to be at this camp in particular. Some of the projects that they're working on are things that have never been done in Georgia before. So it's exciting to be part of that, and also there's such an energy in the air and an energy about everything that they're doing. So we are really excited to be here, but we were shocked when we first got here because we weren't aware of how rustic it would be and also how rural it would be. We'd be really interested to hear from you guys in the comments if you would enjoy this more rustic way of living or if you would maybe find it a bit more difficult. We also have some really interesting information in terms of South Africans and travel opportunities in Georgia. So subscribe and stay tuned for more information on that to come in future videos.
So just in terms of the accommodation itself, this is an outdoor-based camp, so you're not actually coming here to spend time indoors. You're coming here to spend time outdoors, out in nature, and honestly, when you come back, it's got everything that you need. It's got hot showers, incredibly fast Wi-Fi, It's got a place for you to sleep, and it's got a bit of a fireplace if you need the extra warmth. But generally the time of year that they are open is during the warmer months, so you don't generally need the fireplace that much. And if we're being honest with all of you, the day when we were sitting at the airport getting ready to board our flight to get to Georgia, we both were not too quite sure what we're getting ourselves into.
We literally had a moment where we turned to each other as we're about to board the flight and we were like, we're nervous. Like, what is this going to turn out like, kind of thing.
And this was all based on the reactions and the impressions that everybody was giving us when we told them that we're going to Georgia in the first place. But just since being here, those reactions and those impressions that they gave us have just been completely flipped. And we've been so impressed by everything that we've learned and seen since being here in Georgia. Now, we've only just scratched the surface in terms of Georgian culture and Georgian traditions. And what we've learned so far is that they've been fighting for literally hundreds and hundreds of years to keep their religion, to keep their culture, and to keep their language. And just the fact that they managed to keep all of this through all the periods of fighting and war is just so impressive, and it really adds to our opinion of the Georgian nation of just being so proud and so strong. So we're just so excited to delve further into all of this and just learn more about the Georgian traditions and culture.
Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to join us for all of our Georgian adventures to come. We're so excited to explore this country more, and we'll see you guys back this coming Tuesday.